Today I'm going to bake a cheese horn coffee cake. Begin by making a sweet dough. I'm using my bread machine. Add in 3/4 cups of warm milk to the bread machine, along with 3 tablespoons of softened butter. Add in 1 beaten egg. Then 2 1/4 cups of unbleached bread flour, 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. If the dough seems a little too wet, go ahead and add a little extra flour. When the dough is done, transfer it to a lightly coated bowl and cover it with a towel. Allow it to rise for about an hour. While the sweet dough is rising, in a small bowl, combine all the filling ingredients. 8 ounces of cream cheese, 1/4 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of flour. Then separate 2 large eggs. We're going to be using the yolks for the filling, and we'll be using the egg whites for the topping, so just set those aside. Add in the 2 egg yolks to the cream cheese mixture, along with 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And then you'll need to grate about 2 teaspoons of lemon zest. Just combine this all together using a fork. Once you have that all mixed together, it will look like this, and we'll just set that aside. Take your dough and place it on a lightly floured board. Roll the dough out to about a 16 by 10 inch rectangle. Stretch the dough out from the corners to help form it into a rectangle. Now take half of the filling and spread it down the middle of the dough. Then fold over one side of the dough to cover the filling. Spread the remaining filling over the folded dough. Then fold over the other side of the dough and seal the edges all around, pinching it with your fingers. Bend the loaf in a horseshoe shape like that, and then take a scissor and snip pieces around, being careful not to get too close to the middle. I'm going to cover it with our towel and allow it to rise for another hour. Now we're just going to make a quick topping. In a bowl, place 2 tablespoons of butter, along with 2 tablespoons of flour and 2 tablespoons of sugar. could put a little cinnamon in here too. A little sprinkle of cinnamon. And just mix it with your fingertip. If it seems a little too sticky, add a little bit more flour. But you do want to keep it a little moist. After about an hour, remove the towel. Take the egg white that we had from earlier, just beat it a little bit, and brush the top of your cheese horn. Once you've done that, dip your fingers in a little flour and then grab the topping and sprinkle it on top. Then take the egg wash and dab the top of the crumbs. You're just tapping it. We're going to take this and place it into a 350-degree oven on the middle rack for about 30 to 35 minutes. Oh, this looks spectacular. As soon as you remove it from the oven, immediately slide it onto a wire rack. Allow it to completely cool before you cut it. Once the cheese horn is completely cooled, take some confectioner's sugar and sprinkle it all over the top. Slice, serve, and enjoy.